Chaos Demons are an awesome 9th edition army. Despite coming really slow out of the gate, they've been having an amazing showing over the last couple months. Having a lot of fun with Monster Mash, tons of Nurglings, running around with different gods, mixing up with the Exalted Demons.
Yeah.
Just a lot of fun.
A lot of Slaanesh stuff.
So much Slaanesh, yeah, exactly. So really, really great army that actually plays the 9th edition game surprisingly well with their primaries and their secondaries. So there were a lot of questions about them when we heard about the January 2021 FAQ. So let's take a look at the changes and see what they are. So there weren't many points changes, just a couple to look at, right? They were important ones. I think the first of which is one that was definitely needed. We knew about this one for a while.
Yeah.
Nurglings were criminally undercosted and absolutely abusable. The points per wound was out of this world, and they have all these other amazing
those
abilities.
Mischievous little guys were all over every battlefield for a while, and people were spamming them in some very effective lists because, as you're saying, they were just objective secured. They'd get in the midboard and they would say, "Come and get me." And some of the most vicious combat and shooting units just can't kill them.
No, exactly.
Right? When you've got a big squad, they just don't die.
They don't die. And if you were running big squads, you can even bring them back with the strat and other things. They were amazing. So they were 18 points. They now are up to 22 points a base. So 4-point increase.
Yeah.
This is good. This is great.
It's great.
At 22 points, they're still amazing units.
They're still very good.
But it is going to punish people running a bunch of them. I think a lot of the traditional Chaos competitive lists are going up about 200 points.
If they took a lot of Nurglings,
Yeah, exactly. And that's something we want to emphasize in all of these FAQs is, okay, here's the points per model, but how many of those model are you likely to be taking?
Yeah.
Well, currently with Chaos, it's a lot of Nurglings usually. So if you weren't spamming them, you're going to be just fine. I'm still going to be running Nurglings, probably still about 15 in my armies.
Yeah, no, they're still amazing picks. They're just more reasonable now than they were. And they were frustrating to play against, right?
Yeah.
Because you would think that I'm just going to go squish them, and it would take you like 4 turns to clear 1 unit, and then you'd be thinking like, why'd you pay so little for these models?
That's the thing is, like, I don't always use points per model as a comparison because it ignores other stuff, but they were already efficient, and then they have all these other amazing rules on top of it. It was just ridiculous. So
it was too much.
This is a good change, despite it hurting demons, which we both love, right?
Yeah.
The next point change was one I'm really excited about. This is a downgrade in the number of points for Plague Drones. They were previously 40 points a model. Now they're going to be down to 35.
Yeah, Plague Drones are actually really great, and in fact, in many ways, a substitute for Nurglings.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? You could put them out on points. They still are demons with demon saves and disgustingly resilient. They're fast, super durable. They fight back better, and ultimately they're even tougher because they always get their disgustingly resilient.
Yes, that's a big deal, especially as we are seeing the increase in 2 damage,
multi-damage,
even flat 3 damage more often. All of this makes the Plague Drones much more durable than the Nurglings. We actually just played them recently on the channel, and I'm loving them. At 40, they were interesting, but at 35, I would say they're downright
They're genuinely great. Yeah. I'm really into it, and they're really cool looking models.
They're
especially
so cool.
If you're playing demons, they're one of the more impressive kind of units that you can take a lot of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So those are the points changes.
That's it.
Not much, right?
And the rest of it's still looking pretty good. I think, there's clearly things that could have got better.
Yeah.
We know that Khorne is struggling, but we need some more fundamental changes than just points.
Yes,
right? Because we don't want them to fix Khorne by just turning them into the mass horde army.
Yeah.
That's not the way to solve it either.
Exactly. Yeah. So keep in mind these are patch changes. These are things that are going to be trying to help certain things by largely points. They're doing it in the most hands-off way possible, which you'll also notice by the changes to secondaries. Right. The ones that would be more complicated to change, they left as is.
Yeah.
And so keep that in mind. I think we still need to hold our breath a bit longer for the inevitable Chaos Demons book for things like Khorne Demons.
Yeah.
But overall, Army's in a great place. All the other changes don't really change them, right? So that's awesome.
Well, the nice thing is, so they've made changes to the game overall, and they've changed some of the secondaries. The changes to the base game, like last turn scoring and who goes first, demons take that either way.
Yeah.
Changes to the secondaries, though, I do think are pretty interesting for them. In particular, I think the one that's pretty obvious is Abhor the Witch.
Abhor the Witch, such a good change to it. This was one of the secondaries that was a guaranteed point, 15 points against almost any Demons list.
It was really
especially competitive ones. It was horrible.
Yeah.
So to explain why it was so rough, you got 3 points for killing every Psyker unit in the opponent's army, and 5 points for every character.
That's right.
Now theoretically, characters are tough to get to, right? Theoretically. In Chaos Demons, you have, of course, Exalted Demons that are running around, can always be targeted. Often, some of them can't even be obscured because they're so big. And so this was like, you're just bleeding points, right?
Yeah, if you have 3 Keeper of Secrets, which is a cool list.
It's a great list.
Right? That would have been 15 points just on Abhor the Witch.
And you'd stack that with Assassinate.
Yeah, or even bring it down.
And bring it down. That's right.
And so that is a huge change. It now means that you're going to be very hard pressed to give up Abhor the Witch.
That's right.
With your army, even if you're playing Tzeentch. You're going to be hard pressed to give it up, which is really big.
It's a big deal. Now it's changed to just 2 points for regular and 3 points for characters.
Yeah.
So again, I think the sweet spot for a lot of lists is those 3 Exalted Demons of whatever variety, and that's only 9 points.
Agreed.
So they could do 9 points on Assassinate, 9 points on that.
Yeah.
You're underperforming on 2 secondaries. It's like it's not so interesting. It's still like it's still an option, but it's not just guaranteed, which I think we can all acknowledge is a great change for the game.
I agree.
Overall, and obviously demons are happy about that too. So.
I love it because anytime you could stack secondaries, it's pretty rough. I'm glad that this is more in line, right? And with even the changes to bring it down, that makes those in line. Like there's no good stacking to instantly take down the greater demons and then just pick up 30 secondary points, which is kind of where it was, which was really unreasonable.
I'm really excited to see how they do because they were doing very well despite all those weaknesses, right? So I think this FAQ is going to project them into even more success.
Agreed.
And don't worry about the Nurgling spam.
No, paint up your plague drones, dust off your greater demons. This is a great faction. There's a lot to be excited about. Obviously, we all dream of a bright future with a lot more cool stuff coming one day. But as it stands right now, there's a lot of fun to be had with this.
Yeah, exactly. And you get to play with a bunch of the gods. So it's a lot of fun. So that's it. Hopefully this was helpful information. We know there's a lot to sort through with FAQ. So we wanted to boil down the essentials just for demons. And here they are. So let us know what you thought in the comments below. Let us know how you're going to be adapting your demons. And we're really excited to see what happens in the future. And we'll be playing these guys very, very soon.
Absolutely.
On Tabletop.